Hello, everybody. This is Mickey Lynn Larson-Olson, aka Q Patriot, January 6th inmate 376303, and I am sitting down for my one meal of the day, and I decided to have some hot wings. So I got my meat from Thrive Market, some chicken wings. I do get my chicken wings from Thrive Market. I'm not sponsored by anyone, but I do give props to companies that I feel is doing what we want, and that is to make America healthy again. And Thrive Market does not sell any items that are banned in other countries. So I proudly buy many things from them. And so tonight I just decided I wanted to have me some hot wings. And so all these recipes were telling me Frank's hot sauce is the way to go. So I usually used my Texas Pete, but I decided to try the Frank's, and I do try to be very cautious of my ingredients that are in my food, but some things they just don't have a good substitute for. There's still some items in there that I'm not real happy or in some of the foods, but I'm trying to make the smartest option for myself. But I don't not eat anything because of any reason. I mean, if I want to eat it, I'm going to eat it, but I do try to make the healthiest option for myself. So I'm going to be going on my fast soon. I do a 3-day, I do a fast every month, 3 days out of the month. I usually do it towards the end of the month. And I might even go for a 4-day fast for the first time ever. I feel like I've got my, this 3-day fast down pretty good. So I started with just my one meal a day, which I still stay true to that, one meal a day. Sometimes I'll have a little snack. If I get hungry, I'll have like cheese and crackers, or I'll have my chocolate covered date with a pecan inside, or like a protein beef stick or something like that. Anyway, but I only eat one meal a day. So, so I started with that, and that was October 5th, and I started with that, and I haven't been on a scale in a while, but the last time I had lost 28 pounds since October 5th. I need to get me a new scale. It's starting at like 2 pounds for whatever reason, and so payday, I'm going to get me a new scale, and we'll see how I'm doing then. I kind of, right now, I'm going more from how I feel and how my clothes are fitting me more than anything else, and just trying to do my very best. And so I started with that, right? I started with my one meal a day, and I did that for a while. This all started October 5th of 2025. And then I went to periodically I would do a 24-hour fast. And then probably, it's been a while now, I went and started doing my 3-day fast every month. And one of the biggest things with when you're doing a fast like that is, one, you need to make sure you get enough water, but also you need to make sure you have enough magnesium in your body to carry that water to your cells, and that is so important. And so please be mindful of that. I also will put a little bit of aluminum-free baking soda in there because you'll need your minerals, and so I'll put that in my water along with some sea salt or Celtic salt. Usually I'll use Celtic salt in my water because you need those minerals. It's very important when you're fasting. And I'm not dispensing medical advice. I'm sharing my own personal experience as a crazy conspiracy theorist. This is for education and information purposes only. Do not take this down, YouTube. Humanity deserves to know this information, and you're going to have God to answer to for silencing his message to humanity through people like me. So, they'll probably take it down because I use the word God, 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 Jesus, 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 Jesus. They'll probably take it down for that. Go ahead, YouTube. You're going to have to answer to God, and you're going to have to answer to Jesus for not allowing his vessels to speak their message to humanity. So just be mindful of that. You can silence people like us, but you're going to have to answer to God, 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 and Jesus, 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 Jesus. So any demon watching this, you better know something. We're not going anywhere. We're here on a mission from God to seek and share the truth. And we speak for God and Jesus. And nobody's going to silence us. You can remove us from the platforms all you want. But you're not going to silence us. Because there's millions of us. It's like whack-a-mole. You just go ahead and knock us down. We'll just pop up somewhere else. But you won't make us disappear. So, that being said, you may or may not see this message because there's certain things they don't want you to hear about. They can't control you once you understand your power and Jesus and God inside of you. Once you understand that, they can't control you. And that's their biggest fear. Anyway, so I used the Franks. I have not tried this yet. I have not. But, again, I use all recipes as a jumping off point. I'll go to Google and I'll say, hey, Google, I'd like to make me some, whatever it is I want to make, and whatever specifications I have. And I said, and so I said, tonight I want to make some hot wings with Frank's red hot sauce and the buffalo wings kind, and that I was just using a pound of chicken. And come and give me the recipe of how to cook it and everything like that. Again, I use everything as a jumping off point. It gave me a certain amount of butter, a certain amount of hot sauce. Screw that. I'm like, whatever. I'll use as much butter as I want. And our ancestors thrived on butter, red meat, eggs, salt. Yeah, your body's made mostly of salt. Does it make any sense to you then why they have villainized salt? What about your brain's made mostly of cholesterol? And they villainized cholesterol. Yeah, it used to be if you had a 300 cholesterol level, you were considered healthy. But they wanted you all to be on those statins, those Rockefeller, big pharma, petroleum-based medications. They wanted that. I really feel whenever I cough like this from sharing the truth, it's because they're trying to silence me. This is my own conspiracy theorist thoughts, because I'm not sick, I promise. Like, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling strong, I feel like I want to kick some ass. Okay? Like, I feel good. They're trying to silence my voice. It's not going to work. It is not going to work. Motherfuckers. Anyway. Okay. So, look how delicious. You see my butterfly? I'm going to spill this sauce all over. So anyway, okay, so let me, like I said, if you're listening because you think I'm going to tell you step by step how to do the cooking, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, I'm not that person. So let me tell you what I can remember. Okay, so one of the things is you need to pat your chicken down real good, like get out as much water as you can out of the chicken with some paper towels, okay? Just get as much of that water out, and that will help everything else stick to the meat, and that'll make it crispier, okay? So it said to use 1¼ cup of baking powder without aluminum, okay? Baking powder without aluminum. So my baking soda that I use and my baking powder that I use and so many other products that I use, I get from Bob's Red Mill. Okay, great company. Check them out. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I give props to Bob's Red Mill, which I get a lot of items, including my aluminum-free baking soda and baking powder. All right. So you put that in there, right? And now you've gotten your as much water as you can get out of your chicken. So you'll put that in there with the baking powder, and then you'll put, I think it was 1 teaspoon of salt. Whatever, use as much salt as you want. I like salt, but use whatever you want. Okay, and then I put my own seasonings. You know what you like with your chicken. You know what you like. So use it. No different. I put some paprika. Just sprinkled a little paprika. I put some garlic powder, and I put some, just like I said, I just sprinkle it, and some onion powder on there, and I put some Lowry's seasoning salt, and I put some, it's a Greek seasoning, Cavender's, oh gosh, I can't remember, Cavender's, I think it is. Anyway, I've been using it for a long time because of David, so and so I know embarrassing, right? I can't tell you what it is. I use it all the time. It sits in my pantry for like decades. I think it's Cavender's. Cavender's? Oh, shoot. I might have to go get it because it's going to drive me nuts. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go get it. It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, I was right. Cavender's. I was right. I want to make sure I was right. I was right. So anyway, sprinkle some of that on there. And paprika. Did I already say paprika? I put some paprika on there. Okay. So, and then I'm just mixed it around till I got that all soaked up in there and got all the seasonings and everything and the baking powder on there. And then I put it in the oven, and now it said 20 minutes on each side. Oh, this is important. This is important. So most of the recipes said to cook at 450. But I told ChatGPT I don't cook with aluminum because all the recipes were saying, you know, put it on the aluminum. I don't cook with aluminum. I don't want it seeping in my food. So I said I want to use the bleach-free parchment paper, okay? And so it came up and they said, great. What is the brand you're using so we can tell you what the temperature is, because they all have, they have to put what the temperature, like you can't cook it higher than that, okay? It's not considered safe if you cook it higher. So I told them it was If You Care is the brand I use. Again, I'm not sponsored by anyone. If You Care is the brand that I use. It's non-bleached parchment paper. I use a lot of parchment paper, and so that was important to me because I'm cooking my food on it. So it came back and said 425 was the right temperature for that. Like, the max for it is like 428. It considered safe. So then it tells me, based on this new criteria, you'll cook it, and then it said 20 minutes on each side. So that's what I ended up cooking it at, was 20 minutes on each side. Go by your own. I actually cooked it 15 minutes because I didn't want it to burn. I cooked it 15 minutes. I turned it over. I cooked it 15 minutes. And then I felt it could use a little bit more. So I did do the original 20 minutes on each side. So, and then, so after you've cooked it, this is after you've cooked it, that's when you'll immediately put it in your sauce that you're going to make. And really all I use for that, because I already had all these seasonings in my chicken, right? And I have a lot of flavor also in my ranch dressing that I made from scratch. So made my ranch dressing from scratch, and so I knew there was already like a lot of seasonings going on, so I didn't feel a need to put any more. So I just had the Redmonds, and I used 6 tablespoons, and then I used like 6 tablespoons of butter. I used Tillamook butter, Tillamook cheese, and so I mixed all that together. Now what it said was, the recipe said was 3 tablespoons of the Redmonds, 2 tablespoons of butter. I just feel like the more sauce the better, so I just put more, but that's what it said. Okay, so, and then I did that, and I mixed it all up. Well, I still had some of my absolutely, oh my God, my mac and cheese. I had never made mac and cheese in my whole life, not from scratch. Like I used to make it for the kids, you know, Kraft macaroni and cheese. Well, I fired Kraft macaroni and cheese. Just look at the ingredients, people. Look at the ingredients. You're feeding that to your kids. I fed it to my kids. Okay, so I'm not, no shame here. No shame. We're all learning. But so now I make pretty much everything from scratch. Now, these noodles, I did get these noodles from 3 Farm Daughters. There's rotini noodles I used in my mac and cheese. 3 Farm Daughters. And it's just wheat. Just wheat. And that's what I wanted. And it's amazing. Oh, so good. But I want you to look at your ingredients in that box pasta that you're buying at the store. Go look at them. I can't eat it anymore. I can't. So, very happy I found 3 Farm Daughters. I bought mine online and Amazon. Some of the stores are starting to carry the brand. I don't know that my store is quite yet. But I got it at Amazon. It's amazing. I used rotini in my mac and cheese. And I think I talked about the ingredients for the mac and cheese in a different video. So anyway, because I'm getting ready to go on a 3-day, maybe even 4-day fast, I wanted to go ahead and eat up my Yummalicious Yum Yum leftovers that I have in my refrigerator that I feel like they might go bad before I get off my fast. So I thought the mac and cheese would be a perfect combination with my Buffalo Wild Wings tonight. Okay, so my ranch dressing that I made from scratch. Look at those packets, people. Look at the packets. What in the holy Hades is in this crap? Look at the packages. Like if you get the ranch dressing packages or the bottles, oh my God, it's even worse. The bottles are even worse. Y'all need to figure out these ingredients you're putting in your bodies. So, I can say I know every ingredient in here. So, I must say, so I often make my own mayonnaise. I also buy Chosen mayonnaise, which I like a lot. But neither of them were giving me that authentic ranch dressing taste that I was looking for. So I went ahead and I got the Organics brand of mayonnaise, because the crap in the other ones is just disgusting. So I got the Organics brand, okay? And I'm happy to say I've already tasted it because I had to make sure the seasonings were right. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, again, just do, hey, ChatGPT, tell me, I'm trying to make some homemade ranch dressing with Organics mayonnaise. Can you give me a recipe? And it will give you a recipe. You jump off however you want to jump off. Look, here's me. I just want everybody to experiment. I want people to start eating healthier. I want people to pay attention to the ingredients that they're feeding themselves as well as their families. That's what I want. So, don't know if I can break it down to you exactly what I put in my ranch because my memory sucks. Okay, but, another thing with my ranch dressing, I do like the buttermilk, okay? I do like putting buttermilk in my ranch. So, but I don't buy buttermilk at the store. I don't buy buttermilk. What I do is I used 1/2 a cup of milk and I put 1 tablespoon of vinegar in there. And I'll let it sit for like 10-15 minutes until it gets like thicker. And you got buttermilk. So, this has 1 cup of the organics mayonnaise. It has 1/2 cup of Daisy's sour cream, which I'm very happy to say is perfect. Great ingredients, great company. I've been eating it since I was a kid, so I was really happy I didn't have to fire Daisy's sour cream because I love it so much. Okay, so I have that, right? And then I put maybe like a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of onion powder. I used a whole tablespoon of dill because I really like dill. And I used a whole tablespoon of chives because I really like them. And the advantage of when you do these things yourself, you make your own from homemade, you can make them however you want to. Now, put some salt in there. You know how salty you like it, how not salty. So you're going to have to salt it up however you want. I probably go a little bit more salty than most people. Also, I used 1 whole lemon, but you can use vinegar. It said apple cider vinegar, but I've also seen recipes that say just regular vinegar instead, like a tablespoon. You can swap out the lemon for the vinegar. I did have lemon, so I went ahead and I used the lemon. I don't buy any lemons that don't have seeds. I try to not buy anything that don't have seeds, because if it don't have seeds, then it means it's GMO. God didn't create anything that can't reproduce itself, which means it's got seeds in it. So, watermelon without seeds, GMO. Delicious, definitely, but GMO. So, let me see if there was anything else I put in this ranch. I honestly think that's it. But again, just go to Google and say, hey, I'd like to make some homemade ranch dressing. I got some organic mayonnaise, and it's going to give you the same recipe. You do whatever you want. It said if it was like in the jar to put, whatever, less. No way. I'll still go put all that I want. So, that's my ranch dressing with my butterfly. I'm all about the butterflies. This is the Lennox collection. And I found a coffee cup in my mom and grandma's belongings when I was going through them. And I got beautiful butterfly stories. And I'm probably going to write a children's book with butterfly stories being incorporated also in my book, which I am doing. I am writing a book. And I'm going to title it Q Patriot because I rose above it all. And it's going to talk about my life. And look at this shirt. Woo-hoo! My very good friend, Kelly Wolf. She made this for me. Isn't it beautiful? It's a Q Patriot 17 on the back. It has my name and 17. And then on the sleeve, it has where we go when we go all Q. So love it, love it, love it. She made it, got it in time to wear to Washington, D.C. for the May 17 event. And I finally got to meet her in person briefly because things get crazy for me when I get out there in my costume. But I got to meet her briefly. I was grateful for that opportunity. So, oh, you like my cup? God, family, country, in that order. Charlie Kirk. So, okay. So, yes, everybody says, Mickey, you talk so much. Whatever, I'm not holding you captive. Go do whatever you got to do. This might be the only way my granddaughter gets to know me. Okay? Because I'm kept from my granddaughter because my daughter is a nurse and I won't shut up about the dangers of the vaccines. Quackscenes. They're all quackscenes, all of them. Just a crazy conspiracy theorist, YouTube. Just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Information, educational, just crazy conspiracy theorist. But I am kept from my granddaughter, even though my daughter and her husband only live about 15 minutes away. I haven't seen my granddaughter in well over a year. She was born December 31st, 2005. And no, 2004. It's been that long. And so the last time I saw her was the Super Bowl 2005. Yeah, it's been that long. So, anyway. So this might be the only way she ever gets to know me or what I was fighting for. So you don't have to be here. Plus, my very good friend, Danielle Ray Clark, she said, Nikki, you need to take people on your health journey. So I'm here to kind of do that also. And like I said, I haven't weighed myself in a bit, so I can't say for sure. The last time I weighed myself, I had lost 28 pounds since October 5th. I feel like I'm doing really good. So, mac and cheese, oh my goodness. It turned out. Everybody says, yeah, your food's always cold. I'm used to eating my food. I got to eat slow, so I'm used to eating my food really cold, so it's all good. Oh, my mac and cheese, I also I had leftover sweet ham that I made. I made some sweet ham, so I had some leftover. I threw it in this mac and cheese. I'm so glad I did. That was such a good touch. Yeah. Best damn mac and cheese I ever ate in my whole damn life. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to make this for my Navy son who loves mac and cheese. But I only ever cooked like the Kraft macaroni and cheese. Like, I never made it like this, but he used to love it, like at Golden Corral and stuff like that. He loved. My son is going to love this mac and cheese. He came home for Thanksgiving last year. It was such a blessing to have him here. I thought I was going to be spending Thanksgiving all alone. But my son showed up with my granddoggy, Missy. I was so blessed to have him here. So, if he comes again, I am making him this mac and cheese will be on the Thanksgiving dinner table for my nuclear mechanic. My son is a nuclear mechanic in the United States Navy. Very proud of him. So this mac and cheese, oh my goodness, he's going to love this. I know my son, and he's going to love that. Oh my goodness. It's so good. I'm not joking. Toot my own horn. Yum-malicious, yum-yum. Yum-malicious, yum-yum. Oh my God, it's so freaking good. Okay. So I've already had my ranch, so I already know. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Oh, with ranch too, like after you put this, with ranch, you'll have to let it sit for like a half an hour or so in your refrigerator. So you may want to make your ranch first before you make your wings or whatever. You might want to do it first so you give it time to set. If it gets too thick, let's make sure you have a little extra of the buttermilk, which I did. I had a little extra of the buttermilk, so made sure I had plenty, and because it will thicken up as it sits, so just be mindful of that. Okay, so let me try these Buffalo Wild Wings. I hope they're not too hot because I don't have that much milk and I need to save my milk to bake some bread. I'm going to need to break some bread. So hopefully it won't be too hot because I just have water, ice water tonight. Yeah, ice water. Okay. Oh, don't be too hot. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it's yummalicious yum yum or bleh. Yeah, I like lots of ranch. Yeah. I got plenty too. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can fire Buffalo Wild Wings now. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. Wingstop is really good too. When I used to DoorDash, they were one of my favorite places was Wingstops because the staff was amazing, the food was amazing, and I got paid real good when I would do my stops at Wingstop. Sadly, I totaled my Qmo bill 3 years ago, DoorDash, and I missed a yield sign. I was in an unfamiliar neighborhood, and I usually used to DoorDash real late at night because then I didn't have to compete with the kids, and there wasn't much traffic out there. But this time I was out early, like 5, 6. Anyway, I was in an unfamiliar neighborhood. Told my Qmo bill. But I love DoorDashing. I really enjoyed it. I love being my own boss. That was great. I love that I got paid after every shift. That was awesome. I like people. The only business I ever had problems with was one of the Sonics. They were the worst because they would treat you like you were one of their employees, but they were the worst. Like I'd go out every single time. I'd show up. We don't have an order for DoorDash. We don't have no. I'm saying it just come up on my screen. Like the last place in the world I want to be is that Sonic, okay? And but I liked having my acceptability rating high. That's what I liked having. And my customer service rating, I wanted them to be high. So I didn't decline anything that came across my screen as far as going to get stuff. Anyway, they were the worst. Like they treat you like you were an employee. They'd never have anything ready when you got there. They'd argue with you and say they never got ordered. They were just the worst. But other than them, all the businesses were amazing. I never had any problems with the customers. Never. My goodness. Yeah. It was so delicious. Oh yeah. Yum-malicious. Yum. It's crispy because of how I did it with the baking soda and stuff. It turned out delicious. Maybe I could have done 15 minutes on each side, maybe. They're still yum-malicious yum, but maybe I could have just done 15 minutes. But I want it extra crispy. I don't like it when the skin's all soggy. I don't like that. But you know your oven, so go buy your oven. It's really delicious, so. Oh yeah, yum-malicious yum. For sure, I bet you it's gonna be even better tomorrow with all that sausage chokes up in there. I bet you it's even gonna be better tomorrow. Okay, if you're still here, we gotta have a talk. Okay. Now, just so you know, the N word, you know what word I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it. I can't. It makes me cringe to even hear it. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. That word makes me physically cringe. When I was a little girl, my brother called one of the neighborhood kids' mom that word. By the way, I don't know what color she was, but I was born in 68, and the kid was white. White as snow, okay? But that was the one and only physical fight I got in with my brother, JR. The only one. He was always my protector, but boy, oh boy, I let him have it that day right in front of all of his friends. I was so mad he used that word. Oh, it just made me so mad. Anyway, I'm going to call somebody out in a big way. And I've been doing it. And I have been. That ranch turned out amazing. Yeah, it tastes is better. Better than the packet. Better than those Bartos, which to me is gross. Anyway, it turned out amazing. I finally have a new recipe for my ranch dressing with the organics mayonnaise. Made the world of difference. Didn't care for the way it tasted with the chosen mayonnaise, although I love my chosen for like my sandwiches and stuff like that. It just didn't sit right with the ranch. Like it didn't have that authentic ranch taste. So, organics is my mayonnaise I will use for my ranch for now on. Anyway, oh boy, some people really piss me straight the fuck off. Straight the fuck off, okay? And Jake Lang, you are a worthless piece of fucking dog shit. You are a racist. Oh, and I saw the picture of you kissing the wall over in Israel in your pretty little white outfit. Bought and paid for piece of shit. I would not be surprised at all to learn that Jake Lang was sent in there January 6th and was paid millions of dollars during his incarceration by his handlers over in the state of Israel. Which, just so you know, so Palestine, they took land from Palestine. Watch YouTube take this down. Oh, the community doesn't agree with you, Mickey. The community doesn't agree with you. We got to take it down because we can't let anybody think for themselves or do their research and look at the ancient maps and see that Israel is nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen on the ancient maps. Why? Because they took land from it. They took land from Palestine and gave it to the Satanist, Zionist Jews, the Rothschilds. And they called themselves Jews. They are not Hebrew Jews. They are not Hebrew Jews. They called themselves to deceive God's children. And boy, did it work. Boy, did it work. I get called an anti-Semite. Look. You call me whatever the hell you want. God, and my Jesus know my heart. They know I know my heart, but they also know I know the truth, and I'm not afraid to speak it, even if they take my damn videos down. Because they'll have to answer to God and Jesus for silencing our voices and the truth. They will have to answer to God and Jesus for that. So, they took the land from Palestine. And President Truman even talking about it on video. I have a video of him talking about it. I'd have to find it between all my phones and crap. But yeah, he's on it. Yeah, saying he made that deal with them. And then they gave that land. And then they called it Israel. The state of Israel, which was not even created until 1948. Yeah. We've been letting our enemy, synagogue of Satan. Didn't you read about that in the Bible? The fake Jews. Did you not read about that in the Bible, about the fake Jews? Yeah. Oh, I know YouTube's going to kick me off for good now. I don't care. I'd rather get kicked off for telling the truth than to be silent and stay here for 1 second. Mulling around is in these lies and deception. Because that's what the devil does. Lies and deception. And I'm not here. I'm not here for the devil. I'm here for God and Jesus. And anybody silencing the truth from God and Jesus, well, they're part of the devil's mission. And they're going to have to answer to God and Jesus for working for the devil. For working for the devil. You have to answer to God and Jesus. That you chose to work for the devil. To keep the truth from humanity. Yeah, you were warned in the Bible about the fake Jews. Did you know that gopher wood is only found in Florida and Georgia? Did you know? Do you know what wood was? What was used to build the Noah's Ark? Gopher wood, but it's only found in Florida and Georgia. Yeah, facts. The world's going to learn a lot of facts. And, yeah, there's a lot of people that have been deceitful. And Jake Lang's one of them. And he wraps himself up in that banner of, oh, I'm a J6er, I'm a J6er. All J6ers are not created equal. Not all of us are patriots. Some of us have been paid a lot of money to convince the world that us J6ers are racist, we're violent, and destructive. And I believe Jake Lang has got himself awfully rich for his time that he spent in prison. Did you know it wasn't the government that kept pushing his case back? I didn't know that until after he was out. I had no idea that Jake Lang was the one that was actually having the lawyers push his case back. Well, of course, he was getting rich being behind bars with his so-called lawyer fees. I didn't get a lawyer. I chose not to get a lawyer. But I wasn't looking at the cases some of them were. I was looking at 6 months max sentence. Shit, I did almost 7 months in Baghdad, Iraq with them trying to blow me up. So it was nothing to me. Just another sacrifice I made for my country. Nothing. And there's nothing I wouldn't do for my country, for my God and my Lord Jesus. But I think it's going to come out. Jake Lang, I see you. I see you. And you should be very afraid because you're making us good, patriotic J6ers look like shit. And I've had enough. And I'm going to expose you for the piece of fucking shit traitor that you are. And I hope to God you get thrown behind bars and the world never has to look at you again. But when you take money from the enemy, and in due time, everybody will learn that the state of Israel is the enemy of we the people. Are you really okay with the fact that our Congress bought and paid for by AIPAC said, oh, our military is going to join Israel's military, the ones that are committing genocide. Yeah, they want us mixed up in that crap. No, thank you. No, thank you, but that's what's happening. We have a bunch of traitors in our country. So, it is my honest belief that we have politicians inside of our capital that are domestic enemies to our republic, masquerading as our representatives. John Thune certified the fraudulent election of 2020, along with other piece of shit rhino Republicans like John Cornyn, Marsha Blackburn. Yeah, I'm calling you out, bitch. You didn't have us J6ers, bitch. You didn't have our backs, Marsha Blackburn. You're a traitor bitch, too. And I pray to God the people of Tennessee wake up and don't make you their next governor. Because you're a traitor, ma'am. You are a traitor. And I hope to God the good people of Tennessee wake up to who you really are. You have no business representing the people, the good people of Tennessee. You have Rand Paul certified the fraudulent election. No shock. Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski. Go look up the defendants in the Brunson case if you want to see who all the congressmen, all the congress people, and all the senators that certified the fraudulent election. You want to see who they are? Go look at the Brunson case. Just do, hey, can I see the defendants in the Brunson case? And you'll be able to see who they are. And as you're watching the votes come in, for these issues, right? And you're aware that these politicians are either bought and paid for by the state of Israel, or the Mossad with the state of Israel has got blackmail evidence, usually with them doing nasty, disgusting, evil things to children that they use to control them. They don't represent we the people. These people don't represent us. That's why this country don't feel like us. Because the damn people in our government don't represent us. They represent the state of Israel. The enemy. Yeah. You call me an anti-Semite. You can take me off all you want, YouTube. But guess what? Nothing can stop what is coming. And the truth is on its way, you bastards. All you fucking bastards. Yeah, take it down, YouTube. I don't give a shit. I'm at 48 minutes. Negative 48 thinking about you, love you, and I miss you. 48 minutes. So, I'm just mad. I'm really mad. Jake Lang, that fucking piece of shit, is doing the N-word, and he uses the word. He is as racist as they come. Or he's trying to, I'm telling you, I think he is getting paid to make it look like we are as bad as the world thinks we are. That as Trump supporters, us J6ers are violent, we're destructive, and we're racist. And I think he's getting paid to act that way, to make us all look bad. And my J6ers and some staunch reporters, not all of us J6ers, some of us we're disgusted by him. We're like done. But some J6ers and some staunch supporters of us J6ers have this mentality of, we got to stick together. Us J6ers, no matter what, we need to stick together. Oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. If you want to act, I'm here for my fellow patriots. But if you want to act that way and go against everything I believe as a person, as a woman of God, God's warrior daughter, as somebody who would die for my Jesus. If you want to try to make people like me look like we're as evil and racist, destructive, and violent as you, I'm not going to stand by and let you get away with it. There's a lot of amazing J6ers, a lot of amazing staunch supporters. Mary Goodwin, she's Daniel Goodwin's mother, is a phenomenal staunch supporter of ours, and they were part of the Patriot Mail, where they make sure us J6ers got mail. And she's incredibly talented artist, and she's put together a collage with us J6ers that looks like President Trump is just truly phenomenal. And but we just got a lot of really great patriotic J6ers, and Jake Lang's not one of them. And he's out there trying to make it look like we are all like him, so that we cannot, we will not get the support of the American people. That's the state of Israel. Yeah, Jake be kissing that wall. How was it a good kiss, or did it kiss you back, Jake? That wall, did it kiss you back? Yeah, I'm thinking you got a lot of money from the enemy. And guess what? There's a strict punishment for traitors. And I think you, Jake Lang, are a traitor to our republic. And I'm hoping you get arrested by the military. You stand military tribunal. And I hope you suffer the ultimate punishment, because that's what you deserve as a traitor. Yeah, all traitors, as far as I'm concerned, if you are a traitor to our republic, you deserve the ultimate punishment per our Constitution, and that is death by our military. Yeah, I'm not standing by you, Jake Lang, and I'm not standing by a damn person on the face of the planet that doesn't represent the values of our republic. Not standing by you. Again, this is Mickey Lynn Larson-Olson, a.k.a. Q Patriot, January 6th and May 376303, where we go one, we go all. The best is yet to come. It's yummalicious yum yum time. Good night, everybody. God bless.